Hi there, welcome to the channel. My name's Charlie. This is the beginnings of my market garden. We started producing a mixed bag of salad. So we've got a few different varieties in there. Endive, I don't know if you can see this, and Grenoble red lettuce are the two ones that are really giving us the bulk of the leaves. Grenoble red is a really good winter variety. These seeds were given to me by Charles Dowding. I think it's quite a hard variety to get these days, but it's a really good one if you can get your hands on it. I have seen it for sale on the internet, so it's out there. I just wanted to talk today a little bit. This is my first video. I did try and film a video the other day, but I was outside and it was really windy, so you couldn't hear anything. But I wanted to share a little bit of what I've been doing. I learned a lot on YouTube over the past 3 years, maybe. My life has changed a huge amount in the last 3 years. And I'll go into that maybe in later videos. But I was working in recruitment up until about a year ago. Worked in hospitality for a long time before that. And this was something I really wanted to do for a long time, but I was full of excuses for why I couldn't do it. And when I was made redundant from my job, that was actually the kick that I needed to just get on and do this. I booked myself in for a course with Charles Dowding, a day course, because he was someone I've been watching a lot of on YouTube and really admired. I've been sort of testing out a bit of no-dig growing at home. I moved into a house with a garden 2 years ago, so I've been working on a veg patch there. But yeah, after I did the course with him, I asked if he had any volunteering opportunities. And he very kindly invited me to come back for 2 days of volunteering work, and that just happened to be in April at the start of last season, and he was looking for someone to help him sort of more regularly, so he offered me a job, which I was just thrilled about. The fact that he was going to pay me to work on his garden was just, you know, that's absolutely amazing. I had a bit of experience working with another market garden in the Bath area that did things sort of quite differently. And again, Charles's stuff is not necessarily completely focused 100% on vegetable production. His main product is sort of YouTube videos and books. So his garden is not set up to make a huge amount of profit. And this other place I was working in Bath, they do actually make some really good profit. So it's interesting to see briefly the trade-offs between those two. Yeah, I didn't actually stick with the other one just because I couldn't make it work financially. It sort of didn't really pay anything, and at the time I really needed money. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But yeah, so that's just a tiny bit of background about me and how I got into this. At the same time, in February last year, I also started working privately as a gardener. Again, that's something I was really not sure I was able to do, but just found out about a couple of jobs from people, and it snowballed from there. So there's a lot of work out there for people that are looking to get into this kind of thing, and it doesn't have to look exactly like you thought. Like I thought, oh yeah, I want to work on a farm and that's all I want to do, but actually doing a couple of days on a farm and then working for myself doing some gardening, it meant that you can actually earn quite good money gardening for people in the UK, and there's a lot of elderly people that value that work in their garden but can't do it themselves. So you can, you know, I started out in the region, charging in the region of £20 an hour, which is a pretty good rate. Obviously that depends where you are in the country. I'm sort of lucky to live quite close to Bath, where there's a quite wealthy population. So I was trying to market myself around there and do work in that area. This, where we are now, this is in Marshfield, so it was just north of Bath. I think it's about 10 miles away, 9 miles away. It's not too far from Bath, so we're close to that market. Marshfield is a small village. I think, I won't even guess at the population, but probably not more than sort of 2,000 people. But again, it's quite affluent, and the people here seem to value fresh produce. So yeah, this land that we're on is my parents' field. So they have very kindly let me use this. It's not going to be our site forever, and we are looking for a bigger site, sort of some more land that we can actually use in anywhere from sort of 4 acres, I mean, up to 20 or so acres. I'd really like to work with some livestock at some point. That's what I really wanted to get into, but you can grow vegetables on a very small area and you don't need a huge amount of money to get set up. So that's why I've gone for this. We started actually selling salad at the beginning of December, so coming up for 8 weeks ago now. So that's sort of 8 weeks of picking we've done. We did have a week off over Christmas as well to give the plants a chance to sort of catch up. And today's Friday, and this I'm supposed to be picking today, but it's been so cold in the past week, 2 weeks, that I just haven't experienced a lot of growth at all. So I'm actually going to leave it for another week. I've already let my customers know, and I did warn them sort of halfway through the week that might be the case depending on how the weather is. It's not ideal to do that because I wanted to be working with a consistent product all the way through the year, and that's why I've chosen salad to start with, because I can start slow, you know, the tunnel. I'm producing about 5 to 7 kilos a week, and that has sort of dipped down to 3 kilos on a really cold week. But the idea is to slowly grow my market, so I'm selling everything I grow at the moment, which is brilliant, and obviously people don't have a huge appetite for salad at this time of year, so I'm hoping as the season progresses these plants will start to produce a huge amount of salad once the days start getting longer and warming up a bit more. So my production's going to increase, and we've also got space outside to grow in, so I'll show you that now, and I'll just give you a quick little show around of what we've got in here. So this in July was just completely raw ground, just pasture like you see out there. I can sort of clip in some photos of what we've done to get it to this stage, but essentially we put down a layer of cardboard on the ground, and then about 6 inches of compost. The compost we use was from Woodland Horticulture, and it's cow manure, bedded on, the cows are bedded on wood chip, and then it's composted. So you can see here, when we started out, we had some issues. It's my lovely dog here. She's a bit cold today. We had some issues with rodents. I think rats were coming in here and disturbed quite a lot of the plants that we had in here. We did get some kittens to hopefully combat that, and we haven't had any more issues. So it's just sort of this area here, and I have actually got some more plants that I'm growing on to just come in and replace this. So this is the Grenoble Red variety that I spoke about. This is Red Frills. It's a mustard green. It's got a beautiful flavour, and it looks really amazing on a plate. This is Mizuna. That's another sort of Asian green brassica. This is Marvel of Four Seasons. It's a lovely lettuce variety that grows quite well sort of all year round. There's some endive here. You can see in the middle we've planted a row of garlic, just going up the centre of these rows. And that's just a little something to harvest. It's not going to be for sale, it's just going to be for us. This is Salad Rocket here. Unfortunately, I was a bit late in covering that in fleece this week, so it has suffered a bit from the cold. You can see some of the frost damage on here. This is lamb's lettuce. We haven't really been harvesting it. I didn't sow anywhere near enough, so I've just sort of left that to do its thing. This is a variety called Brighton Winter Greenhouse, and that's actually been extremely productive for us. It's working really well. It's not something I've seen many other people growing. And then there's some more endive, and we've got just a little bit of chard here. I did sow a lot of it, but it just didn't come up very well. We didn't have the tunnel up in time, so I wasn't germinating inside the tunnel. We were germinating in my house in a conservatory, so it was not ideal at all. Here we've got some Claytonia that I've picked recently. This was all kale here, but again, the seedlings were just getting eaten, so you can see just a little bit of one left there. That didn't work very well, the kale. I think we were a bit late getting it in as well. I think this is Saragossa, this variety. I just happened to sow a few and just pop them in to see how they got on. This is a better example of the Salad Rocket that's not had so much damage from the frost, although there is still a bit where it was touching the fleece. Excuse the mess at this end. We've got a load of strawberries that we're just waiting to plant out. Some cuttings of some currants I took. a few rocket plants my mum gave me that aren't looking very well. Just a little bit of compost that I made, and some cuttings of willow that we were hoping to put in. I don't know if we're going to get around to that now. Yeah, and I'll just show you quickly outside. So this is the area we're going to be growing in outdoors. You can see we've got 2 beds completely built already. We did actually grow in this first bed here. We did some salad, again just for personal consumption, but what I've got in there is more currant cuttings. I don't think that they will take, but it's worth a try. Just a couple of spring onions there just for us, and these were some more mustard greens that we're just leaving in there. This was also completely planted with chicory this end, so we were using them in the salad bags, the radicchio hearts, and they look really beautiful. They have such a lovely colour, but unfortunately they have finished now, so I learnt my lesson with that. I need to plant a hell of a lot more because it's a great one to chuck into salad bags. Now we've actually got garlic planted in here in these rows, you can see, so that will be coming up soon. Does look like that is the first one coming up here. Yeah, so that's exciting to see. And I did put some tulips in the ground here. And then underneath this plastic, this has actually got compost down on it. But it's compost that we've made ourselves, and it's not the best. My mum makes compost. This is her arena for riding a horse. So the reason she has this field is to look after horses. She has 2 of her own and looks after horses for other people. It's not really a business, but I think that, you know, it sort of looks after itself. Here, just a load of material we've got for putting into the compost, and this is the compost bay system and some IBC tanks that we're going to hook up to catch all the water from the roofs. I'll just explain about the compost quickly. So they were mainly just using horse manure without anything sort of lacking brown material, and as a result this compost is very sticky. It's quite hard to see now because it's frozen, but I'll show you some that I spread the other day. Here again, it's hard to see because it's so frozen, but it's very sticky, and it doesn't have enough green material in it. No, enough brown material in it, sorry, apologies. But now I've got a good regular supply of wood chips. All these sacks are filled with sawdust, and then we've also got sheep's wool that we're putting in. So we're hoping to be self-sufficient for compost for the market garden from sort of autumn next year. But yeah, I mean, that's just a quick tour. I just wanted to show people what I'm up to and some issues I've had, and be honest about this. I could definitely have done a bit more research. Even sort of at max capacity, when I'm selling all my salad, I'm not making a huge amount of money. That will go up as I'm growing more salad, and obviously at the moment I'm so limited by the space that I have inside this tunnel. So as spring comes, I'll be growing a heck of a lot more, and I'll hopefully be able to sell it all. So yeah, thanks very much everybody. Let me know what you think. Bye.